I'd like to help out the men out there, in particular the providers, those whom have a wife or girlfriend whom stays at home and takes care of the house, but is still either not happy or not really taking care of the house. Men are under the mistaken assumption that merely by him providing, that she should feel perfectly fine about taking care of the home. But this is a mistake. Women are very much like men. They derive a sense of satisfaction and meaning through providing, through creating, through making something. To which you might say, well, she's making the home, she's raising the kids, there's things she's making there, and I agree. But she doesn't feel like she has ownership over those things. Also, most women don't view the fact that you're providing right now really is all that valuable, because they're thinking about the entire trajectory of their life. They're thinking now until death. What's going to happen 10 years from now? What's going to happen 20 years from now? So, if a man wants to be the provider type and have the woman to be the stay-at-home type, he has to, right at the beginning, put in writing not what he's going to provide right now, but what he's going to provide forever until he or she dies. And within that, put in place, you're going to own the house if I die. I'm going to get life insurance to make sure that if I die, you're taken care of. All this stuff. The car is in your name, all these sorts of things. Assurances. The woman needs to know things are going to be fine. Because put yourself in her shoes. You decide to just stay at home and forego taking responsibility for your own needs. And you kind of are completely at the mercy of how another party is able to do in their career. Imagine that. Put yourself in those shoes. You're 20 years old and someone comes along and says, let's get married, I'll take care of you. I've got a job. It pays well enough. Don't go to college. Don't go out and get a job. Don't develop any marketable skills. Just focus on the house and the kids. Suddenly that person, whoever that is having to surrender an enormous amount of agency. And that is very stress-inducing. It would be true for a man too. And in modernity, in the absence of the tribe, in the absence of even family, even extended family, the person, the woman who chooses to stay at home and forego the marketplace for the house and for the children is feeling internally an enormous amount of risk, an enormous amount of stress and anxiety. And if you're going to be the provider type, you need to make sure you do the right things in order to set those anxieties, to abate those anxieties. And there are a number of ways you can do it. You guys can both write a prenup. One where you get assurances from her that, hey, you're not going to leave me and take half my stuff. And you make assurances to her that, hey, as long as we're together, I'm going to make sure that all of this stuff is in your name. If I die, you're going to get $1 million because of my life insurance, blah, 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 all these things. You just put it all down. In my will, I've got a will written out, you're in it, I'm going to put you in it as soon as we get married, and you will own all my stuff if I die. And you also have her write assurances for you that makes sure, that in the event of a divorce or in a breakup, all this stuff is nullified, period. All this stuff goes out the window. So men need to wake up to this reality. They tend to be a bit naive and perhaps a bit narcissistic in thinking that, hey, just my love and my word alone is enough, should be enough for her not to feel that amount of anxiety. But it's not a reasonable ask to just ask her to take your word for it. It's not. Can't remember what I was going to say. I think historically, women have not trusted men. And historically, men have trusted women because there hasn't really been much risk to trust a woman because he held all the cards. And so if things didn't work out, he was fine. Whereas on her end, if things didn't work out, she was screwed, historically. And so the dynamic of love and trust is kind of flipped for men and women. And I think in order to resolve this imbalance, all the cards have to be put out on the table at the very beginning, and everything has to be put down in writing. This is far more important than a marriage ceremony these days, because there's no tribe, there's no community, there's no metaphysical meaning to these rituals anymore. And so we're left with needing to be frank. And I think one of my most popular tweets was a reply. God, I got like 10,000 views. The poster, I said, do you have any suggestions for people looking to get married? And I said, under no circumstances should you ever marry somebody you love. Instead, marry somebody you choose to love. And don't marry somebody that loves you either. Marry someone that chose to love you. That kind of clear-eyed way of going into a relationship is really the proper way, especially these days. So to the male providers out there, I hope this helped clarify what the situation is and hopefully help you resolve whatever tension you're feeling between you and your wife, your spouse. Put it in writing. Give her assurances. Let her be at ease. And know that the future is taken care of for her. That's what a woman needs. And that's a lot for her to ask, by the way. It is a lot for her to ask. But you're also asking for a lot as well. You're asking her to give up on having to worry about the future. If you want her to, you need to make sure she can. Anyway, that's my rant for today. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.